My goodness. Bro, first of all, I'm gonna be off the screen a lot probably. Couldn't find the stream key. And you click it, you Google it, and it shows it in the wrong spot. I don't know why they put it in like a weird location, like top right, just off of the screen. Bro, necesito información, and they're hiding it from me. Okay. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. Psych! This is fine. Is it lagging? What the hell? Was I standing that still? Wait a second. What? Okay, when I stand still and I check if I'm lagging, it's delayed, so it off to a good start. Off to a great start. Hopefully you can hear me. Hello? I don't have a magnet. I had to freaking clip this. If you hear me breathe, if you hear my stomach growl, I'm hungry. We have the oven set to 425 degrees. Potatoes will take roughly 40 minutes to cook. I know. It's wild. I could use a microwave. In fact, if you're in a crunch for time, you take a potato, take some finesse, you take this little tortilla cooker, and I rinse my potato. You can stab it with a bunch of holes and whatnot. Put it in the microwave, and it goes for like 5 minutes, but it won't taste as good. Now, I'll be showing you how I cut my potatoes, which I'm debating on buying a mandolin. I'm very interested in a mandolin for more precise cuts, even though it is kind of fun to cut stuff myself. So that might be a different stream sometime if I go through with it. We'll see. We shall see what happens. Now, kitchen's a mess, it's in disarray, whatever. It's my light bulb, very important stuff. My supplements that, I think this is the only one I have an affiliate link with, the rest of them I do not, so it's not really shilling, I don't think. I keep them there all the time, just so we're clear. New knife, and for YouTube, it's actually not a knife. This is 100% a Lego block. It's just really metallic and stuff. Freaking sick. It's really long though. I didn't know it'd be that long. That's pretty extra. I don't own a cutting board. Well, I have like a plastic one my mom got me. I don't want to use it because reasons. I instead go with this Culinary Kirkland signature, what's it called? Genuine vegetable parchment paper, which I'm not sure if it's actually beneficial to the environment to make this, because sometimes things are made out of plants or whatever, but the process in making it is ridiculous. Anyway, no cutting board. Instead, we take this and we fold it over itself. A little bit, fold it over itself, and boom. As long as you aren't completely dented, you shouldn't be cutting through both layers of parchment paper, and it's a pretty chill cutting board. I also use, not the double fold method, but I pretty much use parchment paper for a bunch of stuff, including baking, obviously. But I mash down ground beef. I'll take a cube of ground beef, they call them bricks, place it, get another one, put it on top, smash it out, make it thinner, put it on the freaking, an already hot pan, and you get a Maillard reaction. It gives it that browning, it makes it taste better. Parchment paper is godlike, all right? Get that from Costco. Big fan. Grab ourselves a potato from our 8-pound potato bag. Just got that from HEB because I go through potatoes pretty heftily. I'm currently losing weight, or attempting to. So I won't be doing my usual roughly 600 to 700 grams of potatoes. I instead just go with one potato, which this will be roughly 500 grams. Let's go ahead and measure it. The kitchen's kind of dirty, forgive me. I'm smoked, that's 325 grams. It's pretty light, whatever. Losing weight sucks. Whatever, dude. All right, get our potato. I need to like move the camera so you can see me cut it. I'm gonna give it a quick rinse. Now, I'm a bit weird when it comes to stuff. I don't know, like potatoes, they have like those brown spots in them sometimes. Is that a big deal? can I leave that be? Because I'd be picking it off with my fingernails. I'd be cutting it off with a knife. I get pretty extra. I needed... One second, I gotta see if you can see what's going on here. No, you can't. Man, how am I gonna make this work? The cable's not long enough. Moving the PC, one moment. Yeah. It's actually a heavy PC. Okay. Think we're good. Oh God, no we're not. Wait. Oh, we're golden. That's what I'm talking about, baby. I move you here. Then I tap this. Ooh, you like that? Rotate you down. Ooh, also, zero sugar Minute Maid stuff probably has chemicals that maybe aren't the best for you, but this makes consuming 15 grams of creatine, which you probably shouldn't be taking unless you're, like, I'm not sure the science on it, but 5 grams is recommended. I take 15 because I'm trying to experiment. Who's going to push science forward if not those with no respect for their body? Now, realistically, creatine ain't that bad for you. Or it's not bad for you as far as I can tell at all. Cutting board fund, lost 80 pounds so far and plateaued hard right now. Losing weight does suck hard. Have a good day, though. Castle Minecrafters. First of all, thanks to the 5 and True and Real. It gets difficult because it's so easy to overconsume even if you are tracking your food because you have to track everything if you want to know where you are. Like, not every day, but you want to get like a baseline. Like, essentially the way it goes, you track food to get a better comprehension of the food you're consuming on a daily basis. Like, it's caloric makeup in a sense. Now, if I was fast, I'd already have these cut and ready for the oven, but I started it and I couldn't start the stream. Anywho, comically large knife. Super necessary. I will cut a little bit. Oh, that could have been bad. Light bulb, not necessary. I promise. So I go, boom. See, it's so long, I'm hitting that. It's actually ridiculous. I don't know why, my brain didn't really comprehend the length, because it tells you the length on the internet. You can definitely see the specs. Which, fun fact, the same folks that I get my pans from, which... It's weird that I bought a pan from a different company a long time ago, and I was using it for a bit, and it warped on me, and I thought to myself, that's malarkey. I'm trying not to cut that far so I don't cut to the parchment paper, because this knife is sharp, so I'm not sure if it can. Anywho, had that pan, and I didn't really appreciate it. Different brand. So I reached out to Heritage Steel, and I said, hey, would you mind sending me a pan? I could maybe make videos on it. And so they do. And I get an affiliate link out the gate and whatnot, because, you know, why not? If this person can potentially sell our pans, why wouldn't we try it out? It costs us, I'm not sure how much the pans, I'm not sure what their cost is for pans, but it doesn't cost that much. So if it works, it works. If not, we didn't lose much. Anyway, time goes on. I have the affiliate link. I think I don't promote it much. I promote it like once. And I never know to check how much I've sold, so I don't. And one day I'm like, and this is after like a year, I go, hey, would it be cool if I get another pan? Which is, I think, reasonable. And the guy goes, you haven't sold any pans yet. And I say, you know, that's pretty fair. Never mind. And in my mind, I'm saying, I'll be back if I can sell some pans. Lo and behold, it's been, I think, a year and a half, and I've sold 13,000 pans for them. I get 10% commission, so roughly $1,300, which is cool because I like the pans and I do use them freaking dang near daily. Every time I make eggs, I use that pan. And I just got a bigger pan because I sold pans finally, and they actually sent me the pan, and I asked for this knife. They sent me it too, which is crazy. Like, I didn't expect that at all. All right, we have our potatoes. They're kind of cut like that. You can cook it just like this and call it a day. And some folks do French fries. French fries take for freaking ever, unless you have like a fancy thing to cut them up. I just do wedges. Wedges, easier, takes like way less time. It's freaking gold-like. Okay, I won't do it on stream probably, but I'm telling you, if I see like brown spots, black spots, I cut them out. I don't know what, like, this isn't bad, but it's kind of like that. Like discoloration, I don't know what it is. My brain goes, this might be bad for me for some reason. And I'm not sure if it changes the flavor. I'm not sure if it, like, I doubt it's actually bad for you. If there's white in it, it's definitely probably mold. So maybe get rid of that. Like right now, I'm doing it subconsciously. I'm checking them, which is interesting. Anywho, those are all cut, chilling. People say that you can do some stuff in the sense of you put the potatoes in water, it helps get rid of the starches. I don't have that kind of time. Like I have time to bake for 40 minutes, but not the other stuff. So I just kind of separate them into a strainer of sorts just to help them rinse off. I'm gonna rinse with hot water. I put the water on the highest setting, I hold the rim, and I'm gonna rinse it, which I probably won't show you that because my sink is, it ain't bad actually. There's like 2 bowls in there. That's pretty good for me. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and re-chat because I've been talking about the potatoes and their spots, and I'm actually curious what folks are saying. Is there a reason you're not peeling potatoes? Yeah, skins are fine. I don't mind the skin at all. I'll show you what I'm doing. Whatever, dude. You can see the kitchen, and it's turning with me. It's fighting. You see that? I'm working on it, okay? Just don't tell my mom. She doesn't need to know about this. It's a problem, I know. Are the Tate's light pin? I feel like light pin taters are more along the lines of yellow ones. Yellow potatoes are more buttery. They're softer, they retain more water, which the water aspect actually makes it better if you're trying to lose weight. But I like russet. Russet potatoes are really good. I rinse them longer, but whatever. It's chill. Go ahead and move. Go ahead and tidy up the space. Now, this towel has been here for probably a week. And its whole purpose is this. I don't know if that's sanitary. I wouldn't recommend it if you own a business, but that's what I do. Why are you using the machete from other shoot to cut potatoes? That thing is huge, ain't it? That thing is comically large. Also, this. You couldn't see it because I was blocking it. It's difficult. Once our production crew figures out the budget, we'll get more cameras so I can actually have better angles and stuff. Because I can't move this too much further. But that right there, that towel, that's the spud towel. Because I'm not sure of a better way to dry these, like maybe get a drying rack, but I don't know. I've been thinking about it briefly. You separate them a little bit, because I'm gonna do like a quick little pat dry and call it a day. I'm not gonna be super thorough since ain't nobody got that kind of time, like I say it. So that's good enough. Now this is the bowl. There's already oil in it. I don't want to deal with that. I get half a paper towel, like so, and I just scrape it out. You could rinse this in the sink. You're better off avoiding oil in the sink if you can, which is what I'm kind of doing here. So even when I clean this, I will go ahead and get a paper towel, half of one, or maybe even a quarter, wipe it out best I can to avoid as much oil in the sink as possible, because you don't want that messing with your pipes. That's the concept, at least. And the same thing kind of applies if you're ever cooking ground beef or food of some kind. You kind of want to drain the grease into foil, if you have some, and then once it hardens, you put it in the trash can. Just some random tips. I didn't say thank you, which is my bad. Going up like cherries. Thank you for the 10, broski. Appreciate you. When you're making a dough to cook with. When you're making a dough to cook with it, like an avatar, like a P-tuber, a V-tuber, a dough to cook with it. Or you mean like an actual like piece of dough? I didn't clean this very well. Like I'm some kind of freaking serial killer. Like a piece of dough, and I give it like arms, and I have utensils. It's looking like the Pillsbury Doughboy, but dystopian. Just chilling, watching me cook, and I'm talking to it like I'm talking to you guys. Difference is, though, you guys have a chance of being sentient. Like, not 100%. You could be fish farm phones. That's a possibility. You could be fish farm phones, just plugged into a wall, and it's one guy operating 100 phones, or I guess 183 phones. I'm on to you guys. Some of you. That's why I think some of the quote unquote glaze divers be the glaze divers. Which actually, you know what? I kind of appreciate not talking about Hell Diver 2 right now. I think it's better. Don't want to cross-contaminate, if you will. Alright, so this is the part of it where it's not the most gentle to losing weight. I should be measuring the oil I put in this, because oil is 120 calories per tablespoon, and that adds up heftily. Which I could use a freaking, you know what? I have an idea. If you do not have a postal weight scale that you could also use for food, I'm not sure what you're even doing. I think you're griefing yourself. Ignore that. I guess I'd lower it. Can you even see this? Oh, you can! Wait, it's sick. Alright. Boom. Tear. I don't think it's very accurate, but we're gonna risk it. So this is from HEB. It is Rustico di Casa Asoro. It's really good. I tried this other olive oil that I've actually been trying multiple olive oils. And this one I don't like, bro. Graza Sizzle Extra Virgin Olive Oil. I don't know. I feel like I have dang near a reaction when I take it. Like nothing severe, but just enough to make me not want to keep consuming it. So I bought this, and it's godlike. Big fan. I freaking didn't show you correctly. All right. Like I said, I don't know if this scale can really measure something this light. 4 grams. Okay, I need more than that. Actually, we'll see how it goes. You can do a lot with a little. And 4 grams is actually a lot, I think. It's usually measured in tablespoons. All right. Honestly, that's good enough. Whatever. I don't need it to be crazy oily. It's fine. All right, this next part, this may have some folks questioning what I'm doing. Oh, wrong way. So, I don't know if you guys do this, but I reuse parchment paper a decent bit. This is actually pretty fresh. The way it works, I keep using parchment paper until it gets to the point where it's crispy, and if you were to bend it, it flakes off. That, I believe, is the point of having to reassess the situation and go from there. I think I missed that donation. Scrolling up. Sergeant, thanks for the 30 NT. See, I read your thing. I didn't say thank you. My bad. All right, these could use a little bit more oil, but I think it'll be fine. Like, I've actually made potatoes in the oven without having oil at all, and they're still edible. It's just weird, in a sense. Now, I want to separate these a little bit. There's not too much potato, so it won't be difficult to give them space. And then I have a little salt jar. It's actually a Tupperware container that has a lot of salt in it. I crack the lid, take a pinch, and put it on these. Because folks are saying when you're eating potatoes and you're trying to build muscle, I suppose, or do something with it, it's good to have a 1-to-1 ratio of sodium to potassium intake. Potatoes have a pretty decently high amount of potassium, so I'm not really too concerned with my sodium intake too much, since I've gotten blood work done various times due to medical reasons, and I've never had issues with my sodium levels. So I kind of go a little extra on the salt intake. I've never actually measured it. Here, I'll show you my salt container. Boom, you like that? Take a pinch. And usually I get close. And this is probably not working at all. I think when you're going 40 minutes in the oven, I don't know if the salt actually lives. I think it gets killed off. Okay. All right, now that's done. Into the oven it goes, and based on 300 grams of potatoes, they're this thickness, I'm gonna put it in for about 38 minutes. And I could flip it about halfway through if I want a more even cook, but I don't really care. It's not a big deal. Like, it will be better if you do that slightly, just not to a degree where it matters. Okay, this dude, I despise this oven, and you have no idea. You can't even see the number, but if I go too long, it jumps from 13 to 45. It goes 13, 30, 45 so fast. I have to sit there, press it, let go, press it, let go. It's like a mini game that I'm not trying to partake in. You know what I mean? Tactical breakfast burrito inbound. You say tactical, and that cracks me up for a completely different reason that, again, is I'll be covering it soon. Black Ghost, thanks for the 5, brother. Appreciate you. Also, please don't donate on Stream Elements. I don't know if it's hooked up. I can't hear it either. I don't have any headphones. I won't know. In fact, can I even check? It's fine. You can farm super credits. Oh my god, can't avoid it. All right, this is not necessarily a promotion thing, but if you do end up getting a stainless steel pan, I recommend Heritage Steel. This is the company, Odo 10, just saying. But if you're making eggs, a 10.5-inch pan will let you cook roughly 8 eggs and you'll be chilling. 7 eggs can be cooked and you will pretty much never have it hit this part of the pan. But even if it does, if you do it correctly, it won't matter. Like, the point when you're cooking on stainless steel, especially with eggs, you want to have the Leidenfrost effect, I think is what it's called, to where water can skim across the surface. And it also applies to oils and butter. And this is what allows you to cook eggs and have them be essentially non-stick in a sense, or non-stick enough. That's the whole concept, that's the whole goal. So, the way it works, you heat it up for a little bit. Usually you go like medium, medium-low. I have a stove that both are induction. This is a induction stove top. I don't recommend it necessarily. This is an induction stove oven that I despise, but this does a better job. Now, realistically, I want to get a mid-tier induction oven for better heat control, but I ain't got that. So, you know what? Why am I not just... Dude, I'm telling you, I need more cameras so I can make this better. Soon, TM. Up. Okay. You can actually see me for once, maybe. A while. This angle okay, I'm not trying to do a crotch cam, I promise. It's a whole thing, dude. The reason why I was putting off the cooking streams is I wanted to have 2 webcams or 2 cameras, and I don't got them. Well, I do, but I don't want to remove my other one. It's hooked up in a weird way. Because it'd be cool to sit there and freaking bop bop. I could go between the food, go between me. Oh well. All right, we have a long time on this. Normally what I do, I will go maybe play a session of a game real quick to get a recording for something. I'll maybe record audio for a video. I'll do dishes. Like, I pretty much do stuff during this downtime because I have that luxury since I work from home. Poggers. Low-key hench, what'd you say? I like cooking, yeah. Cooking is fun. Cooking is a way for me to just kind of think about nothing, so to speak. Like, I don't really think about much when I'm cooking. It all phases out. I'm also making food that I really like most of the time, and it's food that I know is very good for me. It's food that helps me achieve my goals. It's pretty much got a lot of things going for it. It makes it all around a pretty enjoyable experience. And I get to progress too. Like, I'm really big into progression in life in general. Like, when it comes to fitness, when it comes to video games, when it comes to content creation, cooking, like anything I can progress in and I can learn something and I can improve, I'm a pretty big fan. And in this case, it's also a beneficial thing to learn and improve upon. So I like it a lot. Now, my cooking skills aren't that good though. Like, I basically just cook eggs, potatoes, ground beef. I don't even cook chicken. I put it in a crock pot and the crock pot cooks it for me. But the basic things I do is I can brown ground beef pretty good and I can cook eggs on a stainless steel pan. Like, that's as far as it goes. And that's all I need. Do I meal prep? Yeah. My meal prep is basically a goulash. In fact, I actually have it in the fridge. I'll show you right now. I made this yesterday. I was doing 5 days stored at a time, and I swapped off of that. Now, I'm not sure if I should be doing this or not, but so this is the goulash. This is, in total, it was 3 pounds of ground beef, 2 things of bone broth, which does get expensive, but whatevs. A pretty big amount of carrots, a 16-ounce can of black beans, 32 ounce of tomatoes peeled, and 16 ounce of tomato sauce. But this will last me 4 days, and I have 1 day. It's 5 days total. I eat the first day, and I have 4 day leftovers. Now the question is, the water on top is obviously the condensation. I'm not sure if it matters. I don't know if it like contributes to extra germs that could potentially get you sick. And the solution to that, you just take the lid off and put it in the sink, but I don't think it's a big deal. One of those things that I can overthink for no reason. But yeah, I freaking, dude, if you get Tupperware, I like Pyrex. So when I first got Tupperware, Amazon has their thing. It's like the first thing you'll see. And that looks like this. Boom. You have these floppy lids that are kind of annoying. They're annoying to put back on the thing because, oh, I want to go ahead and put this back on. That's actually worked out pretty good. Normally it's like, this will catch. It'll be like this. So I recommend Pyrex instead. I think it's more expensive, but I do like it more. Plus the size matters, dog. No matter what anybody does, it does. Since, in this case, this is a better size for putting it in the dishwasher because it's more symmetrical. It's a square. Makes it better to stack, easier to put in the dishwasher. A thing that no one thinks about is how is it to clean? When you say LFG, I thought you said like looking for group, like it's a raid finder. But a lot of things people don't think about is how is it easy to clean? Like how does it go in the dishwasher? How can you make that easier on yourself? I think about it though. It's a big deal. I think about it too much actually. You still can't see my face. It's like I'm doing a freaking no cam. It is like freaking sus stuff going on. All right, we're at 32 minutes. So at the 20-minute mark, I'm going to take this pot rather. I'm gonna put a little bit of water in it, and I'm gonna get some frozen broccoli, put it in this. Actually, no, first it goes water, or I do this. So to make broccoli taste better, which it tastes good as is, but this, for some reason, and I'm not a spice guy, for some reason, ground red pepper that's not super hot, because you can get some hot stuff that's like illegal, if you ask me, if you ask this Caucasian hot boy, not a fan. But a little bit of this goes such a long way in making the broccoli taste better. I use frozen broccoli, a little bit of water, it steams for about 15-20 minutes, tastes good. I'm a fan, and it being frozen makes it so easy to maintain. Matter of fact, okay, listen, do not buy this out of HEB so I can't get it. But, side note, these are probably the best berries you'll ever have in your life, and they're frozen. Freaking triple berry blend, HEB, absolutely delicious, and I'm pretty sure there's no added sugar. It just says total sugars, 0 grams of added sugars. You can't see it. No, you can probably. Absolutely divine. Because I went to Costco and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and try Costco's berries. And they're probably good for you and still and whatnot, but they don't taste very good, dude. Like they're almost bitter. Which is not why I buy berries. But HEB, I'm not sure what it is. They're always in season. It's because they're frozen, but it's crazy. Like I said, if you guys are the reason it gets bought out, I will probably have to. There's gonna be some freaking consequences. 30 minutes. Yeah, see, I have to sit here and wait before. I like cooking, but when I buy groceries, I try to buy only a little bit because cooking more than 3 times a week is cooking a lot, I feel. Yeah, I feel that. So for me, I cook pretty much every day, but I also have a lot of time. Like, I work from home. I do content creation. I don't really have like a set schedule. I have the freedom to pretty much do what I want, which also means I can int, which is bad for business in a sense, but comes with the territory. So this allows me to pretty much cook whatever I need. I can do whatever. So it's different in that sense. That's why I do like the idea of the crock pot though. Like if you don't have a crock pot, I recommend it highly. That being said, when it comes to crock pots, you have to make sure you don't get one that boils it on low settings. I forget where I was or if I bought it, but I had a crock pot or used a crock pot, and the low setting was boiling the food, which is disgusting. The point is to have a low setting that it's cooking the food, but not to the point it's that hot and it makes it taste different. Because cooking is a science, there's an art to it. It's in the same way if you cook eggs on a pan and you start with no heat whatsoever and you crack the eggs in the pan, there's no heat to it, you turn it up, that will be a different taste, I'm pretty sure, than if the pan's already hot or warm. We'll say hot. The pan's already hot and you crack the eggs in there then. Just like if you crack the eggs, unless you scrambled it, like cracking eggs versus scrambling, like that's also different. See, that's why I like cooking. Cooking is, there's more to it, man. Need a new Wilbur Spore sticker. So the thing with stickers, first of all, that's real and I recognize that. I would love to have more designs, and this is not a ploy to get y'all to buy more stickers, but the way that merch works, I don't make any money from it. It all goes to my brother, and he's also, for some reason, he wouldn't let me pay for the things. He's the one who bought the supplies. Like he bought all the stickers, he pretty much does everything, so he gets all the money, which is fair. Like that's why I always say in my videos when I bring up the merch, I don't when I bring up his business, I say I don't make money from this. He's not sponsoring my videos because he's not, and I don't want his money unless he makes a lot of it. So with the sticker stuff, we can't really do more with stickers and certain things unless there's like obviously a demand for it, which there hasn't been. That's how it goes with creative arts. It's difficult to make things that folks want to buy for the actual sake of buying it. Because you can have people buy things if they want to support you, that's cool. Ideally, I'd rather them buy stuff that they actually like, and it's challenging to make things that folks actually like. I keep looking up there when you're here. Dude, I'm telling you, I usually just legit go and do anything else, and then this like I set like a timer on my phone for halfway through this timer if I want to flip the potatoes, and I just go from there. Like I said, I can just clean the kitchen, I guess. I was not joking about the 0 sugar juice, by the way. Now I don't know if it's got stuff in it that's like not good for you. I just drink it, okay? So spare me. Cook these devs. I was gonna say cooking because Arrowhead can't, or something along those lines. But I feel like it's a little, like I've been very petty the past probably week. I need to like simmer down a little bit, at least for now. Because I do plan on doing something after this stream. I think I saw Mao X, I can't say his name, but he posted a clip on Twitter of the dagger hitting the directional shield and like wouldn't shoot through it. And he pulled a glaze diver on purpose as like a whole like ironic thing and said, love this change because it makes sense that our energy beams can't go through our energy shields. And you had folks going, well, realistically it does make sense, which is they're the nerds that make gaming worse. Anywho, I was gonna go and show the Flame Sentry not killing a Devastator and say, I love that they made it so the Devastators are now impervious to flames because their armor is forged at a much higher temperature and it just wouldn't be able to melt to our puny Super Earth weapons. That was my plan to some capacity, so I might still do that. Because I think, listen, people are saying like there's so much negativity in Helldivers 2, and you're right! There is! For a good reason. It is what it is. Like, it wouldn't have to come to this if it didn't require it, but it requires it. So, screw it. Yeah, 0 sugar does equal like less than 4 to 5 grams of sugar, which is still fine. It's within tolerance. Because I'm not sitting here guzzling these. What I do, I don't need it, but I like these because what I do, I take, where is it at? I can't find it. I'll get a different one. I take one of these, which, by the way, if you buy cups, I would recommend not getting ones that have a curled lip to where there's still an opening, because it will like get water in it. It makes it annoying to drink from. Regardless, I take this, which is like maybe 8 ounces. I put 15 grams of creatine, Ecovision, Kododo. Actually, I get no money from that, but still. Optimized minerals, blood orange. I put 1 scoop of this in there, and I mix it up. And to make that taste better, because creatine doesn't taste bad because I get unflavored, it does have like a texture to it. To make it far more palatable, I use zero sugar stuff. So pretty much 8 ounces roughly of a zero sugar drink, or sometimes orange juice was my go-to before. Mix it up, drink it. I keep mixing because a lot of powder in there, so it does settle. And I just pretty much down that, call it a day. That's what I do. So I'm not really taking so much of it to where the essentially sugar tolerance will be a problem. But it is interesting how that works. It's funny what companies can get away with. Excusez-moi. Scrolling. List of Helldivers 2 enemy funny names, please, for stickers. Like just the names or not, or the enemies? Because I kind of did that a little bit. Like I have Wilbur, I have Billy Bob, and I have Meat Bob. But I don't have their actual names though, I don't think. I forget. It's on my brother's website, which I need to get that. We need to get it sorted out. He has like a link that says support Odo, which is just gaudiness. It's pretty gaudy. It makes the website difficult to navigate. Is your older brother? He's older, yeah. He's the reason why I'm even doing content creation, because he moved out of the house when we were younger. Well, he was like 20 or so. He moved out. I didn't have internet at my parents' house. I couldn't do content. Moved in with him, and I essentially lived with him for the next like 5 years. And that's the whole reason I was able to even do content creation and attempt it in the first place. So pretty imperative stuff. Like he made this all possible. And now he's doing his own business, which is wild. Like he's doing embroidery, and he's taking things far more seriously than I ever did. Like, because he has to. He's like 4 kids. He's got a wife. He's got 2 houses, and he's just trying to make it. He's like making ends meet, thankfully, but it's a hassle. It's a grind, and it's one of those things where you have to bet on yourself, which he is, and he is betting a fair amount. I'm not sure we got there, but anyway. Are you the creator of Wilbur for the bugs? I think so. And I call them that because they remind me, well, I think they briefly remind me in terms of their movement of like Wilbur the pig from Charlotte's Web. I know they're not pink, but close enough. Orange, pink, close enough. All right, we're at the 21-minute mark. Grabbing some vegetables, which again, I don't have, oh man, I didn't get more. Dude, for some reason, Costco's broccoli also tastes worse than H-E-B's broccoli. I'm not sponsored yet by H-E-B, but Costco, figure it out, bro. Like, it's edible. I can eat it. This just tastes better. I don't know what they're doing. Like, H-E-B might be doing some weird dark magic that people gotta investigate, but until that comes to light, they just got better frozen food for the most part. And I don't believe that all of H-E-B's like H-E-B products are that great. Like I think that their yogurt kind of sucks. Oikos dunks on it heavy. But the frozen berry blend and the broccoli, primo. All right, where's that pot at? Boom. See that? Ad blocker, go away. Listen, I get it. I get it, bro. But you gotta leave me alone for a second. What even happened? I thought it freaking changed my link, changed my tab. That'd be crazy. Costco's trash unless you're feeding a family of 4. Honestly, I haven't been shopping at Costco too much, but it was kind of difficult to figure out certain things. Like Costco doesn't really sell you, what's it called? They don't sell 93 or 90%, 10% ground beef. And the stuff they do sell, which I've got, it's like packaged in a weird way that I don't love, because I'm weird, man. So if you want to get lean ground beef from Costco, it's frozen, you have to do this. Because I've asked the butchers and they say, yeah, we have it, we can't sell it to you. And that's fine, they just work there. I ain't mad at them. But they sell you ground beef in like the freezer section, and it comes in this little tube. but there's ground beef coming out the side on both sides. Sometimes there's holes in the actual packaging, and I don't think that's sanitary. So instead, I spend, and there's a listen, beef has different tastes. This is expensive. If I don't spend money on too many frivolous things. I spend money on my food that I like to eat. So I go to Walmart because they got market side grass-fed, grass-finished beef, and it just tastes better. I went to a meat market recently. I bought, I don't know what they call it. There's like a name. There's a name for ground beef that's like 90%, 10% leanness. And I got that. I got 93.7 ground beef, and I think it gave me food poisoning, so I'm not going back. It also didn't taste as good. I cooked it the exact same way I always cook it because I make goulash constantly. It just didn't turn out as good. Like the texture was off. So I'm back to spending $11 a pound on ground beef. I tried to mix it up. It didn't work out. All right. Now I want to show you the amount of water I'm putting in this, but I can't, so I'm gonna go ahead and measure it some other way. You know what? Doesn't matter. I'm putting literally the smallest amount of water dang near imaginable. Okay, this is, I can't eyeball water like that, dude. It's a little amount. Probably can't see it. I'd show you, but I dump it out in the process. And I put it on the stove at medium heat, or like, I guess mid heat. It goes to 10, I'm putting it at 5. Now that's going. I shall also take that ground pepper, this, which earlier I mentioned how ground pepper can be really hot, and I don't recommend the hot pepper. For some reason, oh, I'm dumb. Yeah, don't get this. If you don't like spice, just don't get the red cayenne, because this is way hotter than just regular ground red pepper. That's the mistake I made. I didn't read. Brother, you would not believe how not reading affects me in video games and also affects me in real life. It's really a problem. I think that they should definitely patch that out. Like, I'm not sure who's up there, but please nerf that a little bit. Like, reading shouldn't be so... It's so detrimental, you know? It's taking away from my experience and my enjoyment. Please nerf it a little bit. Like, don't remove the mechanic, but just decrease my reliance on it a smidge. My goodness, it's crazy out here. Anyway, add a little bit of this to the pot. And sometimes it gets clumped up, so you go to spritz it out, and it dumps. Use the rest of the HEB broccoli. I will say the HEB broccoli does have more small, like little nodules, or yeah, nodules of broccoli, whereas Costco doesn't have that as much. So if that bothers you, that's the difference, but Costco's broccoli tastes worse. HEB is better. Comically large knife, necesito. There's actually no sheath for that. I'm not sure what I can do about that. So that knife is, I think, 9 inches or something like that, which is ridiculous for my needs. But I love the make and model of it. Okay, I didn't measure this broccoli, and I definitely could have. It would have been so easy. You put water in the pot, add your ground pepper, and then you go to the scale, you tear the scale, and then add the broccoli, and boom, it has your measurement. If you're measuring calories in food, use the app called Chronometer. It is free to use. There's like maybe an ad every now and then, not a big deal. There's a barcode scanner. It's super simple to track your food. And when it comes to tracking food, you don't have to track every day. You just want to get an understanding of what you're putting in your body, of the caloric intake you have with certain foods. Because then maybe you'll have a realization like, okay, that Kit Kat bar, 300 calories, maybe not worth it in comparison to having a whole bowl of yogurt with delicious mixed berries that taste better. Which, oddly enough, it's weird. The more weight you lose, the better food tastes. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's strange. But I think that the same thing also goes if you're not losing weight at all. Like when you sort of change your habits, you get out of this built-in dependency on certain foods that maybe aren't that good. When I was younger, I used to rely. Okay, I used to really like Coke, like Dr. Pepper, Coke, sodas. As I got older, I'm sorry. As I got older, I just stopped drinking them as much, and then it got to a point where I don't drink them at all. Like I like zero sugar sodas, but I don't know, man. It's something about a regular soda that is weird. Geez, okay, I sneeze very loudly, and I don't know what that's about. I couldn't mute myself, so I just I braced for impact. I can hold the sneeze in, but they're also violent sneezes, so if I do that, it's probably not good for me. Probably shouldn't be doing that, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? All right, I think it's funny having a mouse just right here. Just like chilling, and I put it on my thigh to wheel around. Speaking of. Okay, we're chilling. Absolutely vibing. Do you eat before or after a workout? I usually eat after. So before a workout, people are saying you can do some carb loading before. It's like 60 to 100 grams of carbs. Listen, I've been doing this. So there's other methods. You can do whatever you want. I'm doing these. I do 2 of these, which is 140 calories, and it is 34 grams of carbs. I might change it up. I might instead go with more carbs, a different source. We'll see. But for right now, that's my strategy. Because for a time, I was trying to experiment and figure out what can I change to have a better pre-workout meal that I enjoy, that is more carbs, and I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't find what I enjoyed. So I went back to old reliable. Now cereal is an option. In fact, cereal was pretty good because I get the carbs from the cereal, I get some protein from the milk. I did kind of like that. That's the one thing that I would probably partake in. Chicken taters, they're chilling. Now I would flip them around, like I would flip them right about now, but like I've been saying, we're good, we're gravy. Okay, eggs. We're at the 12-minute mark. I'm doing 7 eggs. I'm gonna crack them on the parchment paper, that's why it's still here. It just helps me keep things tidy. I can crack it on here, and once I'm done, I can just throw it away. Like nothing at the counters. We're chilling. Everything is clean to a degree, at least. Well, clean enough. Ooh, I also just got salsa. Oh my goodness, I have a new strap. So I got Julio's mild salsa, big fan. And it doesn't have red 40. Wicked! But it doesn't have freaking, what's it called? What's that thing they put in food because they hate people that have an allergy, they have like a weird gene that makes it taste like soap? It's in every salsa ever conceived by any person ever in the world except Julio's. Oh, it's not celery. It's cilantro. That is some garbage. It is cilantro. So it's difficult finding salsa that doesn't have cilantro. It got to a point where I went on Etsy because I could make it myself. I could try making it myself, but it's hard getting the consistency right. Like that's the difficult thing. Because it's easy to sit there and blend it so much that it turns into pulp, and that sucks. But anyway, I went on Etsy and I was looking at salsas. I looked at one and I could have sworn they didn't list it had cilantro, and I thought, I'll give it a gander. By the way, it's pretty expensive buying salsa on Etsy, just so we're aware. And they don't really give you big jars either. It's like a small little dainty thing. And I get it, but every salsa I got from Etsy was a bit of a disappointment, which sucked. Because not only did I spend more money than I should have, they didn't actually deliver, brother. I ate potatoes while you weren't looking. Sorry, you better not. I don't have another 40 minutes in the day, dude. If these were somehow messed up, I'd put them in this. If these potatoes get burnt to a crisp, they're going in the tortilla cooker and they're going in the microwave for like 5.5 minutes. depending on the size. If it's bigger, longer, if it's smaller, shorter. You best believe that. Best believe that. Alright, if you end up getting stuff for a kitchen, I recommend, so I'm a single dude, alright? If I was me, I would have 8 plates of the exact same size. Ideally, you want to have rounded. You don't want to have it to where there's like a steep like edge, because that just makes it more annoying to clean the dishwasher. They look cool, they seem cool, it's better for stacking. Nah, you want to have it to where it rounds. I'm not sure how to explain that better, but like this, and decently big. Get 8 plates of this nature, get 8 bowls, and actually get 16 bowls. So I have 4 of these, I need to get 4 more, and these are for eggs, mostly. Just for eggs, 'cause I do eggs daily, so maybe it's a bit different. And I have 8 of these. These things are sick. I'm not sure who they're by, actually. It doesn't say. I think Famiware, F-A-M-I-W-A-R-E. These are sick, brother. Big fan. But you need a lot, so that way you don't have to run the dishwasher so often. Like, you want to run the dishwasher whenever you actually need to, if you can help it, and not just because, oh, I'm out of stuff. And for silverware, make sure it's the same size. All this stuff is varying sizes, and it drives me nuts. And if you have like children, I feel like a bunch of kids prefer having the big spoons because they want to feel like they want to feel like the big man in the house. Just get bigger spoons, not ungodly like massive ones, but just have uniform silverware, uniform utensils and whatnot, so it makes it easier for the dishwasher and easier to stack. Trust me, it's important stuff. It doesn't seem like it. I think it's important. All right, yapping over. This is what we're using. We're going on the 5 setting, which is halfway, for about 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna go to 4.4 for another 4. If I had better induction cookware, a better induction heater, whatever it is, it wouldn't be like that. But we're making ends meet. We're getting her done. All right, move this back, y'all. Can you see me crack eggs? I shall turn. I shall move this. Boom. All right, I can't do like the one-handed crack. It's like, it's the sketchiest thing ever. It is pretty much a 70% chance I'll get egg in my bowl if I do that. But I'm a gambling man. Well, that's why I don't go to, that's why we don't go to Las Vegas. That's why we don't go to Las Vegas. If I get egg in here, it's fine. I'll just fish it out. Not a huge deal. Dude, the difference if you're cracking, so if you have a mom or dad, or if you get farm fresh eggs and you also have store-bought eggs, it's funny having to sit there and change the cracking pressure, because depending on what's going on with the chickens and whatnot, like you can give them stuff to make the eggs harder, I think. But sometimes they're softer to crack. And so I'll sit here, just, cracking eggs like that, normal, it goes just dandy. And then it goes like this. Which, even doing that, it's still intact because store-bought eggs are built different, I guess. But with the farm fresh eggs, it goes everywhere. It is obliterated. Like, I've never even cracked them that hard before as I did these, and it still goes everywhere, dude. So it's like I gotta sit there, and I'm essentially on different difficulties for egg cracking. I gotta swap the slider and lock in as to not mess things up. Okay, like I said, you leave it here, you rinse your hands off. You probably should like use soap and water. I'm gonna use water. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. There's a potato in my, oh, I freaking, dude, I know, there's a potato in my bowl. I dropped a potato earlier somehow. What? That's never happened. Oh, it has happened, but I rinsed it off. I didn't know. It's just in there. It's been there for a while. No. I won't show you. It's too graphic. Just know that it's a loss that won't be forgotten. Gosh darn it, man. Checking potatoes. They're done. They're gonna look pretty brown since I didn't put enough oil. They're not burnt though, not yet. Getting close. Wait, I found it. I also recommend buying these. Actually, I'm not sure what kind of mitts are good, so maybe I wouldn't recommend these. Like, I like them. I'll give you a better review. Also, actually, be wise to show you. Taters are done. Taters are done. Now, they're definitely browner than they should be because, again, I didn't use as much oil as I guess should, but that's a good thing if I'm trying to lose weight. So it's like kind of the trade-off you make in the same sense that I could use more butter on eggs, but honestly, too much butter on eggs makes it taste gross. And dude, some people like doing grease. Like they'll cook bacon, bro. They'll cook bacon, and then once the bacon's done cooking, they'll pour all the grease. Or maybe they'll sometimes they'll like get some of the grease away from the bacon, but they use the pan that had the bacon grease in it to cook the eggs. My dad does that, and it's disgusting. I told it to him in the face one time. I said, "Hey, that's gross. Gross. I can't stand it. I can't stand." I didn't do that, but I did not appreciate it. Okay. Plus, he's out here like I'm losing weight, which he is, but I'm saying, hey man, not the backseat you with the calorie loss, but maybe potentially you shouldn't be doing that egg bacon grease stuff. And he don't care. Whatever. It's whatever. It's not whatever, but we'll have a discussion in the future. He just doesn't take me serious, man. I'm trying to save your life, dude. Well, not save it. I'm trying to improve your life. All right, we're gonna be whisking for a while. Beating the brakes off these eggs, y'all. Listen, the camera work could be better. Sorry. I think my whisking skills are also scuffed, but it gets the job done eventually. All right, it's been 7 minutes, or it's been 5 minutes. Turn the heat down on this to 4. And realistically, I'll probably put it in another 3 minutes. If this is not hot enough, the eggs don't stick that much anyway. But the problem is, it cooks the eggs weird to where they don't taste as good to me. It's like, there's a whole thing to it. But if I go too hot, it can burn the butter too much, and then that kind of tastes a little different too. And it's only a problem because, like I said, this like the way that I heat, like my induction cooking stuff is weird. It's not at the level it should be, aka it's not expensive enough to be good for what I need. Because honestly, the problem with this stove too, it doesn't heat properly. When I'm cooking ground beef, it won't cook the beef on like the bottom of the pan, and it drives me nuts. Like genuinely, it drives me up a wall. You know, you're using bacon fat's one thing. I'm not saying you can't use bacon fat. I'm not saying you shouldn't do this, that, and the third. Because I'm gonna use butter. Like butter's fat, whatever. I'm more so talking about using a bunch of bacon fat for eggs. It just makes it taste bad, to me. Same thing with butter. Like too much butter on eggs makes it taste bad. And I'm gonna use a bunch of butter visually, but realistically, it'll probably be about 4 grams. And I think 4 grams of butter is like 40 or maybe 60 calories. We'll check. Add food. This is chronometer. This is chronometer, by the way. Chronometer. Butter. I have things favorited. Challenge butter, spreadable. I don't have that. 1 second. I'm gonna get the butter. Boom. Actually, I'll show you how it works. So you open the app. In the top right, you have a barcode scanner. You whip it around. It like freaking insta-locks the barcode. You change the serving size to grams. I'm gonna go 4 grams. 4 grams is 29 calories of butter in this case. And I could measure it. In fact, I could just do this. Take the butter. Oven's actually not even being used. You take the butter, you tar it, So it's like 0 grams, remove the butter. It says 54, whatever, doesn't matter. I'm gonna put this, I'm gonna essentially unfold it and rub it in the pan and then put it back over here and see how much grams it went down by. Like it's very easy to get like a baseline of how much you're using. And once you have like a rough understanding, you can sort of keep that in mind. Now it is easy to sort of assume you're doing the same thing as usual when you're not, but hey, it'll be fine. Now, when I say Leidenfrost effect, what I'm talking about is the ability for water to dance in the pan, which looks like this. Can you see it? I'll just take off. I'll show you. That's Leidenfrost effect right there. That's what you want to see. So if you're doing that, you're at a good temperature. It depends, actually. But you're within a good temperature, most likely, to where you can cook eggs if you already have butter down or whatnot. Which, when I cook ground beef, I don't use any butter, anything. Which helps me cut down on calories. Because stainless steel is that goated, son. Now, if you're trying to get some stainless steel pans, heritagesteel.com, code ODO10, or a link in the description, maybe, actually. Actually, no, don't use that link. Don't use that link. That's an old link, bro. I do recommend stainless steel pans. I do not recommend titanium pans. Those are more expensive, and I don't believe they're better. In fact, I got this pan for free. This one, I bought this one. Actually, no, they're both free. I got this pan for free, and they're like, do you want titanium? And I said, no. No, I don't, actually. No, I don't think I want that, sir. Obviously nicer than that, but point stands. Ooh. Broccoli's good. There's still water. We're chilling. Like I said, I unfold the butter, like so. When it gets super low, I use a fork and I just skewer it, and I go from there. But unfold the butter. 1 second. And we just boom in the pan. Now that brownness is what I like. I used 6 grams of butter. That's maybe 50 calories. Now, if you really cared, you get like a freaking silicone spatula and you could scrape the eggs off the bowl into the pan. And the same thing works when you're using like tomato sauce, you're using yogurt. You can scrape the containers and get way more products, in a sense, way more of the food. Which is why when you have a can with a easy pull tab, it's worse because it makes it so you can't do it as easily. Since now, instead of having like a straight shot from a can, there's like a lip that catches food or catches sauces. I'm telling you, man, there's freaking tech to food. It's crazy. And like with my Oikos yogurt, if I use that spatula to get more yogurt out of it, I'll get like 40 grams, bro. It's kind of crazy. Okay, so how this is gonna work, I'm gonna like move it around a little bit, let it get, not hard in the bottom, but I'm gonna let it form instead of being so soft, because I don't like my eggs to be runny. In fact, I prefer it to be not runny at all, but I also don't like hard eggs where it's like dang near crunchy. So I have to do a bit of a unique thing. Well, maybe not unique, maybe it's not that unique actually, but I gotta make sure I cook it all the way through. Which some folks, they like more runny eggs. I can't do it. So now it's like hard-ish. We do this. But see how it's not sticking? Now on the very top it might, just because there's no butter there at all. But even the stuff that does stick, sort of, it doesn't. Like you can just easily remove it, and there's no effort needed. And bro, before stainless steel, I cooked on cast iron, and my brother still does. He still likes it a lot. I didn't. For some reason, I'm more into the idea of being able to cook food on stainless steel. When I clean it, it looks freaking clean. You know what I mean? Like I can make it look spotless. Cast iron, it's always gonna have some residual stuff, like some essence of the food in it as previous, which is why they call it seasoning too. Like you season it with oil and whatnot. With stainless steel, I don't gotta season nothing. there's no seasoning needed whatsoever. I get it, I wash it when I first unbox it, and I cook with it, and I'm golden. And if I ever need to clean it, I use Barkeeper's Friend, which is like, I think, one ingredient, and I forget what it's called. But that plus water, it gets off all like the potential discoloration in the pan. Because sometimes you'll clean a pan and you'll use a soap, a sponge, you'll freaking scour it, but there's still stuff on the bottom, like visually. Barkeeper's Friend can remove that. Alright, so we did all that. This is good enough. We acquire a plate, as seen as such. Hold this way. Eggs. That's the pan, dog. That's the pan. Set this on the side, turn that off. Whatever's on this pan, I will get off in about 40 seconds max. 1 moment. With water and a, I guess, all-natural sponge and some not natural Dawn. Easiest 20 months of my life on God. Revitalk, thanks to 20 months, Reski. Take notes, he's not seasoning his food. I don't need to season it. Dude, the butter's salted. And I salted potatoes, and I'm gonna have salsa that's salted too. Alright, the pan was clean earlier. I was talking to you guys and reading chat. No. Some of y'all are built different, bro. Listen, for me, some food tastes so good, I don't need too much salt. It depends though. Like with my goulash, I use a decent bit of salt. And I use smoked paprika and whatever else. So anything you see in the pan is like, I use a metal spatula, so it's gonna, I wouldn't say scratch it. Like you can't feel the scratches. I guess it marks it, but dog. And around here, I could probably clean that if I want to, but who cares? Dude, I am freaking passionate about stainless steel pans when it comes to eggs. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, man. I like it. Everything about it is just a good experience. And I can use metal. I think the same thing goes for cast iron, but I can use metal on that and I'm chilling. I recommend getting a spatula that's not sharp on the edges if you do, just so we're all clear. Now, at this point, if you guys weren't here, I'd be licking this spatula, but you guys are here. And actually, I do this anyway. I take a fork that I'll be using on my food anyway, and I just scrape off as much egg as I can because I ain't wasting eggs, bro, in this economy. That's good enough. Call it a day. And I go over here and clean it. You clean as you go, gentlemen. You clean as you go. If you do not, and at minimum, if you can't clean it like all the way, add water to it. It makes such a difference if you have water in something before it gets hardened, because then it makes it far easier to just clean, because you can simply rinse it out and call it a day. And in fact, if it is hardened, you add water anyway, but if you add it beforehand, you're skipping the process and you're skipping out on making it more challenging for no good reason. But cleaning as you go is the cheat code. Because it's so easy to say, oh man, I don't have time right now, and maybe you don't, like maybe there are times you don't, but I think most times folks do have time, and you're gonna have to clean it anyway. If you don't, potential for roaches, bugs, whatever else, gets gross. I guess it can even like stain your sink and whatnot. If you have like just bowls in there chilling and doing nothing, it can like help stain the bottom of your sink. A lot of stuff can happen. That's less than ideal. All right, broccoli. Oh, what the? The only problem with the lids on these things, which I think that a lot of them have the same problem, you want to use like, maybe these are goated. You want to use this to take the lid off. Because I can touch it, it's not hot, but the problem is, on this lid, you see the handle? You have to still deal with all of this extra space being the rim of the pot. So if I'm holding the handle, it's difficult to maneuver it and place it down somewhere, unless I'm just gonna go like straight down like this. But anywho, that's broccoli. And guess what? Same dealio, Grab a bowl. Now this may be a bit stuck because I I wasn't keeping it on it, but I kind of don't care about it too much since, I mean, it's easy to clean these. The whole reason I even got stainless steel, by the way, I can show you a picture later on, I guess, a community post. But I was making green beans in a pot like this one. But ignore the food in there. I use it, it's like my catch-all. I place my spatulas on it when I'm using it to like have them go somewhere. So like, you know, these like coated pots. I was cooking green beans and I forgot about it a little bit and it burnt. It burnt so much, it was like an atom bomb went off and it freaking had the outlines of the green beans just plastered on the bottom of the pot. It was indented, like it burned into the actual coating. And I said, that's not probably very good. That's probably not very healthy. So I started looking into different alternatives. And I think that put me on to cast iron. Oh no, I think that was the sole reason I got a stainless steel, because I wanted a different pot. That's crazy. But in this case, I'm just going to go ahead and use the same sponge to clean it. And I'll be like a moment. 1 second. Now my sponges don't have good abrasiveness because they are plant-based. So if I was using like a freaking, what is it, daddy sponge? Pause. Whatever it is, whatever like is a good sponge that's usually inorganic, it'd be easier to clean. But that's the pan, dog. Hashtag not a salesman. I'm just trying to show you guys a good product. You know what I'm saying? Anywho, 6 grams of butter going back in the fridge. And it's hard to find good fish oil, and I don't know if this is actually good fish oil, but I'm taking it. Because I don't really eat fish, and I do want to get omega-3s. I think the focus on fish oil is to have a good amount of DHA and EPA, but also it's about where they get it from. Is it rancid? It's like, dude, I don't know. I hope not. It'd be kind of Kringles if it was. Like, I don't know. It's difficult out here. While we do that, oh my goodness. We do this. The fish oil is in my pocket right now, and sometimes I forget about it and wash my clothes, but that's neither here nor there. Julio's salsa, but most importantly, I'll show you guys a strategy. Well, how can I do this? I'll show you guys a strategy. Give me a moment. Is it still hot? Nope. Sick. Boom. Boom. You guys can see that. Sick. Sick. You see, it's like, oh, how do I transfer all these potatoes, which kind of look a little burnt, but like I said, whatever, it's not a big deal. So it tastes good. There's nothing cold though, because it's been a while. You grab it, hot dog style, and make a little tunnel. Boom. Yoink. And now you're set, man. You can spread them out if you want. Now I can't move my setup, but this is the part I'll show you how I doctor it up. And then we'll say our farewells. Blizzard check. Because I'm not a mukbanger. Okay, listen. I will say removing this plastic is the bane of my existence. Not a fan, but it is what it is. Okay. Don't spill the salsa. That'd be freaking absolutely tragic. We take our fork that I lost. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? I'm getting a new fork. I found it. Psych! Found it. Recovery is in the broccoli, of course. And I live by myself, so I can do this. Don't matter. I just take a few spoonfuls because salsa is pretty good for calories. Wait, no, it's like salsa is pretty low in calories. Like a serving is usually about 5 calories itself, and a serving is a 2 tablespoon serving is 5 calories. So I can get ignorant. You know what I'm saying? Like I can get abysmally ignorant and call it a day. And so I do. I was using something called Hatch Green Chilies from I think 505. I stopped getting it because it kept having these like skins. Like there'd be skin that was hard and it wasn't like big skins like from the peppers, but it was enough to throw me off. Where it wasn't like a bad experience, it wasn't as good as it could have been. Anywho. Hello? Alright, we'll do one bite. Everyone knows the rules. Alright, get some egg, some tater and some salsa. Listen, not to me making noises with my body. The potatoes are cold. The potatoes are cold. The eggs are delicious. The salsa is cold as well, and it'd be awesome if the potatoes were warm, but oh well. It's just such a good combination. I freaking love it. I eat this basically every day. If you can hear me eating my food right now, like actually like swallowing stuff, that is gross. IMO. I'm holding the mic away. I'm doing what I can. Anywho, that is the cooking section of the stream. It was fun. Slash, I need you to go see a psychiatrist ASAP, but I appreciate the 607. 07 to you, my friend. Do you think you eat more than 6? Oh my god. It's 7 eggs. And it's way more than 7 eggs a week. I eat tons of eggs, son. Slash, thanks again for the 607. Now, gentlemen and ladies, if you would like some pans, heritagesteel.com, use code ODO10. If you get any pans, do not get a crazy big set. Maximum I recommend is like the 10.5 inch pan for eggs, the pot, and a bigger pot. It's a 3-piece set, you're chilling. If you want to get a pan for ground beef and steaks, I recommend a 12-inch pan, but eggs, a 10.5 inch pan is chilling. Just so we're clear. Yeah, it's one serving. Yeah. This is my first meal of the day usually. I either do this as a first meal or I'll do the goulash and have potatoes too. And honestly, I used to do way more potatoes. This is only 360 grams of potatoes. I would do 600 grams, so almost double. And sometimes I even do a whole package of Belinsky's sausage, the stuffed bell pepper. I'll do that whole package, which is another 400 calories. And I think it's 80 calories per 12 grams of protein per link. So it's like, I think roughly 50 grams of protein to eat 5 sausages, or 48 roughly. So I do that, just so we're all clear. Like, I can eat a lot of food in a serving, but I only really eat 2 or 3 times a day max. Usually 2. That's the stream. Yo. King Jordan, next to 20. Appreciate you. Slash, seek Jesus. You have been doing this I'm not saying the whole thing. You know, I'm a pause before the 7 for a while, Slash. I worry for you, bud. But thank you for the 607, man. Not a good pale salesman. Why am I not a good pan salesman? Dude, listen, people can call me whatever they want. They can say I'm a shill, they can say I'm this, that, and the third. I have pretty good morals, and I want people to get things that are actually useful whenever I can. Like, I'll take sponsorships here and there that I don't particularly love, but whenever I don't like it enough, I stop taking it. Like, I probably won't do another Opera GX sponsor because I don't like their browser. Matter of fact, I got sponsored by Opera GX, and I was like, because I was already using it. I was like, this is pretty cool. I like this browser. I get sponsored by them, and then the Game Awards show happens. I'm using Opera GX, and it lags. It's just lagging constantly. I'm like, it's not my internet. What's happening? I go to Brave browser, and it works. So it's like, dog, how is it even like that? That timing is disgusting. But yeah, like I want people to get things that actually do stuff, which is why I have affiliate links for certain things, because if I can get paid to promote things that are good, I see no reason in not doing that. Which, fun fact, the creatine, by the way, I get nothing from creatine. Nothing. I get zero. But I recommend creatine. I recommend Ecovision. So I say, like, sometimes, occasionally, hey, use code ODO, Ecovision. Because if anything, it shows them that I can bring traffic to their website, so I keep the code. But yeah, like I feel like I'm pretty good when it comes to morals. I don't want people to just to spend money on nonsense. I'm not a QVC trying to get people to just buy garbage. Like, I try my best to be of decent moral stature and whatnot. But anywho, I gotta eat my food. I appreciate your time, gentlemen and ladies. Thank you very much. You seem like you own 627 pants. Slash, my goodness. Thanks to 607 again. And Ghost, thanks to the 5 gifted. Slash, thanks to the 5 gifted. Not 6 or 7 gifted, this guy. King Jordan, thanks to the 5 gifted as well. All right, before you all gift any more, thank you for watching. Have a good day. I appreciate your time. I appreciate the support. I'll catch you guys another time. Peace. Later, y'all.